Atapu, Atapu. Trust that all are well as we prepare to get it in on this beautiful day. I want to thank all for joining us, and I trust that we have taken this time to be prepared. We've continued our practice in terms of our sessions, that you have expanded your practice so that we're prepping for a daily 10 minutes of Asar Stance, and that's why you're joining us. So we're always excited by that. And so what we'd like to do on today is we're going to briefly lay out what's happening, where we are, what's going on, and we're going to get right to it. So as usual, we open with our adumbration to kind of set the stage for what we're going to do today. Make sure you have the needed supplies or whatever you need nearby, which basically will be like a glass of water, sip of water nearby. It's been quite humid in most parts of the world, actually, right about now. So you want to make sure that at least if you're not breathing appropriately yet, which is with the jaws lightly clenched, the tongue, the roof of the mouth, you're going to need to keep your throat loose and hydrated. So you may need to get a sip of water. I'll be cognizant of that as we go through. And I may give some, little anecdotes of what it was like when I first learned the long form of Yang's Tai Chi. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to do the form. I was in wonderful July, August, New York City, balmy, super hot in the park. 95 degrees, 95% humidity. So I'm a lot gentler in terms of what y'all get to experience than the consistency of what I used to get.
The sound went out.
Hello? Hello? Can folks hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So hopefully we won't have any network issues. Today is a new moon, so we'll be getting in the lunar cycle today. Actually, the lunar cycle starts tonight. 7:42 is the technical new moon, and just because we have the ability to get the exactitude in terms of the time, so you'll be able to set your intentions for this next lunar month as we come also into the new Kemetic year. And I know many folks that do these things like for them to be evergreen. I, on the other hand, like for them to be connected to the time in which they're done in the cosmos, so that the information that received is cosmic and you could do it at any time. However, we do want to be able to honor the time that we are in, that we're transmitting this to others from, as that is also equally important. So we get our Asar Stance in. We're going to move through our Qigong. We're going to get directly into some exercises for ward off right and left, and then grasp the bird's tail. We're going to review grasp the bird's tail and stroke it. I call it grasp the bird's tail for short, just so folks can get into it. Then we get into the exercises. We're going to go through the flow. We're going to do the lunar cycle. We're going to come back and do the grasp the bird's tail flow all the way through again. And we're going to do our breathing exercise, and that will probably wind up our time. And what we'll do is, because of the timing of the new moon cycle, our next session will also go through the lunar cycle because it's so close. So we'll do it that way. So we'll get it on this session and next session. So as a review, because it's also caught up in the grasp the bird's tail, is right smack dab in the middle. So to give us an opportunity to really work on that in the flow, which I have it set up this way. So doing it in that way, it affords us the opportunity to get multiple processes in terms of our grasp the bird's tail. It also prepares the body for moving forward. And again, a reminder, 10 minutes of Asar Stance. And let me just go over quickly what that means. And that is with the meditation, with the visualization, with the body in the correct position. So for some, that may mean 15 minutes total, so you can get to your 10 minutes correct of the correct orientation and practice. Got it? Good. Our goal today is we're going to head towards 16 minutes. Excuse me. I know some of you took a quick breath, like, wait a minute. You just took it to a place I'm not prepared for today. 16 breaths. Let me be fully present. 16 breaths is what we're going to go for with the Asar Stance today. And that way we're going to build is, again, you should be knocking out your 10 minutes either before or after or some other point in the day for us. And then we do our 16 breaths here. And that's actually, should be right around 4 minutes. And it'll enable you to get a feel for just what's happening where we're going. So let's get into the Wu Chi position. We get into, so we can prep for Asar Stance. Wu Chi, 2 breaths. Using your bellows breathing. Into pyramid hands for 2 breaths. Shifting the weight to the right, and we're going to be stepping left, a little wider than shoulders width, heel first. We balance the weight. Sit down on those legs. Bottom is tucked. 2 breaths. And we're going to work on that step again. So you're going to shift all the way to the right, slide the left foot in. Remember, you want to do it heel first. So we're going to bow in and say to all the masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student to teacher. Into pyramid hands. Shift the weight, and we step out again, heel first. Into the Asar Stance position with the hands. We want to see the legs as the roots of a tree extending down into the earth. We want to see the torso as a tree trunk. We want to see the arms as the branches of the tree. We want to see the head balanced, suspended in place with the golden thread extending into the heavens. The bottom is tucked. The jaws are lightly clenched with the tongue at the roof of the mouth and the soft palate. And we begin our 16 breaths. Get a little deeper, 4 more breaths. Pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right, slide the left hand, right back in the Wuchi position. Hands come down, shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, right back in the Wuchi. Pyramid hands. Shift the weight. Step. Again, heel first. Holding the golden balls. Once your ball of golden white light in the palms of the hands, the knees and the toes and the hands all point in the same direction. 2 breaths. Rotate the palms into oneness for 2 breaths. Into the turtle. Out to the drawbridge. Point the head between the legs for 2 breaths. Enter oneness. 2 breaths. Rabbit through the chute. Into oneness. 2 breaths. Let me go ahead and hit these elbows. Into oneness. Right hand on top of the left hand, palms up, thumbs touching. Arms and hands not touching the body. Rotate the left hand on top, palms facing. See a ball of golden white light like the sun in between the palms of the hands. Into oneness. Into the turtle. Out to the drawbridge. 2 breaths. Point the hands between the legs for 2 breaths. Into oneness. 2 breaths. Pyramid hands. 2 breaths. Shift the weight to the right. Slide the left foot in the Wuchi position. 2 breaths. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Good. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. We'll begin the gathering. right? We interlace the fingers, palms out, right out in front of the heart. We do these 8 in a row with the breathing, pressing the hands towards the heavens, up on the balls of the feet as the hands come up. So we go, here we go. Let the hands come down. We're here, 2 breaths. Palms out for 2 breaths, facing forward. As the hands fall, we're going to go into swinging arms. All right, let them swing. Come stop on their own. All right. Sink on down, and we get into opening the chest. And remember, we do this 5 times. All right, shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Okay, hopefully everybody's doing all right. Now would be a great time to grab yourself a sip of water if you need it. All right, not too much, just enough to swish around your mouth, keep your throat from drying out. Here we go, feet parallel, shoulders width. Hands are here. Right hand on top, shift the weight to the right, turn the waist, exchange hands, and then come back to the left, turn the waist, keeping the bottom tucked. All right. Come back to the front and center, hands down, go into sunrises over the mountain and sunsets. All right, we get ready to go into, after this next one, here we go. We're going to ward off to the right and left, 4 breaths. There we go. 2 times, sunrises. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. We're gonna go 4 breaths to grasp the bird's tail, sinking down, sunrises. Stepping back, sunrises. Again, 4 breaths to grasp the bird's tail. Stepping back, sunrises. One more time. Shake it out. All right, now we're gonna do the flows right into grasp the bird's tail. Feet parallel, shoulders width, sinking down, sunrises. All the way through smoothly. Again, sunrises. Again. Again. All right, shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and go through the lunar cycle. You know the first parts because it comes right out of, I won't start speaking until we get to the part right after you grasp the bird's tail. Got it? Good. Sinking down as we exhale. Up on the right toes, you're gonna step, put the heel where the toes were, shift the weight, keep the left hand where it is, bring the right hand up, there's a ball here, shift the weight, pivot on the left heel, and rotate the hands here. This is roll the ball. You shift the weight, come back, roll back, you come forward, shift the weight, the hands come here, they press, and they clap briefly. Sink back, we push. Extend the arms as the weight comes back. You rotate on the right heel to the front. Step back with the left foot to straighten parallel. Sun rises. Sun sets. Again, sun rises. And sun sets. Shake it out. And that is the lunar cycle. All right, let's have a seat. Simple. Easy, full lotus, copper squat on a chair, or pillow, floor. Excuse me, I am sweating a little more than usual. This humidity today is outstanding. It is a joy to practice on days when it's humid. It is a joy to practice and feel the sweat oozing out of every single pore. Cleansing the skin because of the way in which the Tai Chi sweat comes from the lower dermis up through the top, fine mist becoming rivulets. All right, it's a wonderful metaphor for how you get to the stream, from the trickles down the mountain, from the mist from the air, to the ice, rain, mist, dew, snow, to the evaporation, to the river, to the stream, stream to the river or spring, down back to the ocean where the cycle begins anew. It's wonderful to know that we participate as the microcosm. And if you didn't get a chance, over on Instagram, and we'll be posting them as a whole series on YouTube later. Right now it lives on our Instagram IGTV stories. You can get right now it's a 6-part series where we're going through the human body, and we just covered human body as a microcosm. These are just little hour chats with me covering the general information about the topic. So something quick, you know, you're on a ride somewhere, you throw it in, it's like a little podcast, you just listen to it while you drive, you don't have to watch. I'm not putting up any kind of cutie graphs or anything like that for you to look at. It's just my voice. Hopefully it's melodious and sonorous enough that it'll keep your attention. That being said, we're going to get in our breathing exercise. And so with that, one of the things you may notice is that usually at the end of these classes, I am usually drenched in sweat. And that's usually because for my life, I sweat. I'm a sweater. I'm from a generation of people that sweat profusely. You may not yet, at least the profuse part, but you will sweat if you come to one of these sessions. And if not, please let me know and I will crank it up. Hopefully, if everyone follows what they're supposed to, we'll be able to get some in-person sessions in addition to these online sessions before year's end. I'd like to be able to do that so that people can actually get to a place they can feel what touch, remember what touch is like. All of us are going to need to recalibrate once we get back together again. All right, that being said, you're going to take your right hand, thumb and index finger touching, palms up, sitting on top of the knee, easy, sitting not correct, but upright. You're going to take the right hand like so. Okay, turn it towards the face, block off the right nostril, middle and index finger in the center of the forehead. And we're going to go breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in and release. Switching hands, no breath. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. Release. Both hands, thumb and index finger touching, palms up on top of the legs, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in, chin down, and release. We've come to a segment of session that we call Wisdom from the Sages of the Ages. Yes. Clear the mind. And here we go. If you are a person who judges, listen carefully to the speech of the one who pleads. Don't stop the person from telling you everything that they had planned to tell you. A person in distress wants to pour out his or her heart even more than they want their case to be won. If you are one who stops a person who is pleading, that person will say, "Why do they reject my plea?" Of course, not all that one pleads for can be granted, but a good hearing soothes the heart. The means for getting a true and clear explanation is to listen with kindness. That is from the teachings of Ptah, the oldest complete wisdom book in the world, translated by our masterful Jegna and Sesh, Asa G. Hilliard, peace be upon him. See his journey to the West, Nia Damali and Larry Williams. It's a wonderful tome. It's a guidance for life. If you get an opportunity, it's definitely, yes, it's from Africa. Yes, it's from Kemet. However, it is repeated in many other systems without attribution. So you'll see it and not even know that you may have read it and based parts of your life or your credo on it. So I'm grateful for your time, attendance, and participation here today. We have moved through, again, 10 minutes of Asar Stance, everybody, 10 minutes. As you can see, as we go through the exercises each day, we're talking about ward off right and left, talking about the exercise for grasp a bird's tail. We're doing that 4 breath in the different positions. If you're not at 10 minutes of Asar Stance, your legs tell you, your thighs tell you. And so I don't want people to feel like I'm making you suffer because I start out saying every day is leg day, but I also want to remind you that if you're 10 minutes of Asar Stance, it is still challenging. It's simple, it's not easy. We're learning a brand new movement vocabulary and movement language for your body. So please listen. You should not experience pain, but there may be some discomfort as you're moving your body in ways that you may not have been accustomed to for a long time. So again, Hatapu, peace unto you, Ankh Ujasaneb, life, health, and strength. And we bow out saying, to all the masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student to teacher, and then giving honor, respect, and praise to our witnesses, the ancestors, the earth, and the sky, and we say Ashe. Thank you again, Hatapu.